Something is already moving. You felt it before you checked the calendar. Before anyone mentioned the blood moon. The tone of your thoughts shifted. Sleep fractured. Conversations felt slightly misaligned. And you, the one who usually holds everything steady, can feel something pressing against the edges of your composure. Tomorrow isn't just a lunar eclipse. It lands on a March 3rd portal day. A doubling of threes. A pattern that doesn't whisper, it amplifies. And when cosmic events overlap like this, they don't politely knock. They accelerate what's been building quietly inside you. The strange part? You felt it early. That subtle restlessness. The heightened awareness. The sense that something behind the scenes is rearranging. Spiritually attuned people don't wait for totality. Their systems register the shift before it becomes visible. You're not anxious. You're activated. This kind of portal doesn't create change out of nowhere. It intensifies what's already in motion. The parts of you that have been refining, recalibrating, enduring in silence, they start to glow under pressure. And that glow feels different. Because this isn't chaotic eclipse energy. It's amplified recognition. Not public applause. Internal acknowledgement. A quiet confirmation that the work you did when no one was watching is about to surface in ways you didn't anticipate. You don't need to chase tomorrow. You need to stabilize for it. There's something important about this portal that most people misunderstand. It doesn't reward performance. It rewards endurance. If you're the one who kept showing up when no one clapped, the one who healed privately instead of broadcasting it, the one who outgrew patterns without announcing your departure, this eclipse responds to that. Not aesthetic growth. Actual growth. You stopped over-explaining yourself. You pulled your attention back from people who only engaged when you were convenient. You learned to sit with discomfort instead of distracting yourself from it. That consistency created a quiet gravitational field around you. And tomorrow amplifies gravity. The 3/3 alignment isn't impressed by dramatic declarations. It stabilizes what's been steady. It strengthens what's been consistent. It brings visibility to what is roots. If you've been trying to prove yourself, this portal will feel heavy. If you've been refining yourself, it will feel clarifying. The universe doesn't reward the loudest voice in the room. It responds to coherence. To someone whose internal state matches their external actions. You don't need to perform tomorrow. You need to hold your position. Let other people scramble for attention. Let them overreact to the eclipse narrative. Your recognition doesn't come from spectacle. It comes from alignment that didn't break under pressure. Before the eclipse peaks, something subtle matters more than any ritual. Your position. Not where you live. Not what you post. Where you stand internally. If you're the one who absorbs too much, moods, tension, other people's uncertainty, this is the moment to recalibrate. A blood moon amplifies everything in the field. And if you don't establish energetic authority before totality, you'll mistake collective noise for your own intuition. Not everything you feel tomorrow will belong to you. That's the destabilizing part. You might notice old emotions brushing against you. Sudden waves of doubt. Random urgency to fix things that weren't even bothering you yesterday. That isn't regression. It's exposure. Eclipse light reveals what's floating unclaimed in the atmosphere. Your power is in anchoring, not reacting. Anchor your breath before you answer that text. Anchor your posture before you enter that conversation. Authority isn't dominance. It's gravity. The ability to remain centered while external pressure shifts. When you hold your internal ground, the amplification works for you instead of through you. You don't need to control the collective. You need to claim your frequency within it. Tomorrow doesn't test your strength. It tests your stability. This isn't a soft, wishful kind of moon. A blood moon doesn't ask what you want. It accelerates what's already aligned. New moons are for planting intentions. Quiet beginnings. Gentle focus. But a lunar eclipse like this, especially on a 3/3 portal, works differently. It moves pieces that were already set on the board. If you've been quietly shifting your standards, expect external confirmation. If you've been tolerating misalignment, expect exposure. Breakthrough under this kind of sky doesn't feel like manifestation journaling. It feels like sudden clarity. A door closing without negotiation. An opportunity appearing without buildup. A realization landing so cleanly you can't unsee it. It's not dramatic. It's precise. You might notice obstacles dissolving in ways that feel almost surgical. Conversations that would have dragged suddenly resolve. Decisions that felt foggy become obvious. The timeline doesn't change. It snaps into the version that matches who you've been becoming. But here's the tension. Acceleration is uncomfortable if you're still attached to old pacing. This eclipse won't slow down to protect your hesitation. It will respond to your readiness. So don't force intention tomorrow. Notice what's already in motion. Notice what feels inevitable. That's the activation. You're not here to wish. You're here to step into what's already selecting you. Your body has been signaling this for days. Sleep hasn't been normal. You wake up at strange hours. Or you sleep deeply, but feel like you were somewhere else. Not restless, just active. That's not random. Before a total lunar eclipse, especially one layered with a 3/3 amplification, the body recalibrates before the mind understands why. Your nervous system senses acceleration. It prepares. If you're the dependable one, the stable one, this adjustment can feel disorienting. You're used to being regulated, clear, functional. But lately there's a subtle buzz under your skin. Moments of sudden fatigue followed by sharp clarity. Activation can look like exhaustion. Don't confuse the two. When your system upgrades, it conserves energy differently. You might crave silence. Cancel plans you would normally keep. Leave messages unanswered because small talk suddenly feels draining. That's filtration, not avoidance. Your body is prioritizing alignment over availability. It's choosing recalibration over performance. The key is not to panic and label it burnout. Burnout feels heavy and hopeless. This feels transitional. There's anticipation in it. A sense that something is assembling beneath the surface. Let your sleep adjust. Let your rhythm change. Your system isn't breaking down. It's preparing for momentum. Watch your posture. Not metaphorically. Physically. You might notice yourself sitting straighter without trying. Speaking slower. Pausing before responding. Your body isn't collapsing inward the way it used to when tension entered the room. That's not coincidence. When internal alignment stabilizes, the body reflects it. The shoulders stop bracing. The jaw unclenches. Eye contact becomes steady instead of searching. This eclipse doesn't just move emotions, it settles authority into your nervous system. And authority is calm. If you've been the one who overexplains, you may find yourself saying less. If you've been the one who absorbs everyone else's intensity, you might notice you're no longer leaning forward to manage it. You're grounded. There's a difference between confidence and embodiment. Confidence performs. Embodiment doesn't need to. It simply occupies space without apology. People will feel that shift before you announce anything. Subtle changes in tone around you. Slight recalibration in how much access others assume they have. Not distance. Density. Your body is becoming the messenger of what your mind already decided. The eclipse amplifies that stabilization. It strengthens the version of you that doesn't flinch under pressure. Let yourself stand differently. Let yourself move slower. You're not trying to appear powerful. You're becoming harder to destabilize. When totality arrives, the loudest thing won't be the sky. It will be the stillness. There's a moment during a lunar eclipse when everything feels suspended. Not dramatic. Not chaotic. Just paused. And in that pause, something in you will surface without effort. A thought you've been avoiding. A decision you've been circling. A truth that no longer negotiates. This is the witness moment. You won't need to force insight. It won't arrive as a lightning bolt. It will feel obvious. Almost underwhelming. And that's how you'll know it's real. Clarity under pressure is different than clarity in comfort. During totality, notice what feels calm inside you, not what feels urgent. Urgency is usually noise. Calm is alignment. The eclipse amplifies what's stable enough to survive exposure. You may realize you've already outgrown something. A dynamic. A role. A version of yourself that required too much effort to maintain. Don't announce it. Just acknowledge it. This is not the moment to broadcast revelation. It's the moment to witness it privately. To let the insight land without immediately explaining it to someone else. The power of totality isn't spectacle. It's the quiet recognition of your next step before anyone else sees you take it. Forget the fear-based narrative you've heard about eclipses. They don't destroy what's strong. They expose what's unstable. If something feels pressured tomorrow, it's not because you're collapsing. It's because you're being clarified. Amplification doesn't create weakness. It magnifies whatever is already present. If you've done the internal work, this portal strengthens you. Pressure reveals structure. You might notice certain dynamics tightening. Someone testing a boundary you recently set. An old pattern attempting to resurface one last time. That isn't punishment. It's confirmation. The eclipse highlights where your growth is real and where it's still negotiable. Don't interpret intensity as danger. Resistance will feel sharp. Openness will feel grounded. And the difference will be obvious if you stay honest. This isn't about surviving chaos. It's about recognizing momentum. The 3/3 amplification works like a spotlight. It brightens readiness. It accelerates movement for the one who's already aligned internally. This is the midpoint shift. You are not fragile here. You're being reinforced. If something exits, it was unstable. If something strengthens, it was meant to endure. The eclipse doesn't take from you arbitrarily. It filters. Stay open instead of defensive. Let strength rise instead of bracing for loss. This portal isn't a warning. It's an amplifier of who you've already become. The eclipse passes, but its imprint doesn't fade. You'll notice it in the subtle shifts, in how your body carries itself, how your thoughts settle, how the world around you feels slightly lighter or more precise. The quiet confirmation is enough. You don't need proof from anyone else. You don't need to announce it. You just notice. Something inside has changed. And that change will guide your next steps with clarity instead of noise. You've endured. You've anchored. You've aligned. And that's exactly what this portal was here to recognize. What felt destabilizing wasn't chaos. It was calibration. What felt accelerated wasn't pressure. It was momentum. The path forward is no longer scattered. It's refined, intentional, and unmistakably yours. If you felt this shift, if you've been holding steady while the world tried to rush you, comment refined below. Let this be your acknowledgement to yourself, that you no longer over-accessible, no longer reactive, and fully present for the energy you've cultivated. This portal is over, but your alignment is just beginning.